shit.
And it never does that. Look, it just went out. It just went out.
Wolves are exactly on opposite sides of us.
Outdoor camping encounters often turn chilling when isolated locations hide real human danger. From masked strangers carrying heavy blades in an abandoned military base, to candlelit cult rituals deep in the dark woods, what would you do if you weren't alone? On July 7, 2026, the YouTube channel Code visited the abandoned George Air Force Base in California for an overnight exploration. The group expected to have the ruined military complex to themselves. Before the night was over, they realized they were not alone. The group reached the base after driving for more than 3 hours. With only about 20 minutes before dark, they moved through damaged brick buildings, covered in red pentagrams, the words Satan's Kids World, and a swastika. A nearby sign also warned of possible radioactive or toxic hazards.
So we got together and drove over 3 hours to what used to be a training ground for World War II and several others, but is now a completely deserted community.
The hell? Yo, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not jacking what it says on these walls.
See what you're
Satan's Kids. Whoa, where the
That's so weird. I don't like this energy. It's like dark. Oh man, I don't feel good about this, dude.
I don't like this on God.
Dude, I wasn't scared before, now I'm scared.
Look, there's like a red pentagram.
But they're everywhere. No.
There's another swastika with a...
This is one of those Chernobyl signs where it has the skulls and crossbones. We're entering a radiation zone.
The symbol suggested that the abandoned base may have become a gathering place for extremist individuals or groups involved in occult activity. They then entered the ruined hospital where dust covered the rooms and their phones showed no signal.
This is the hospital.
It like leads into back rooms.
Oh, nah. The back
room. Do we camp in here?
Hell no. Bubba, why you act like you're like a cop?
People died in here. Yo, we have no service here.
Are you serious?
Yeah, zero.
And it's getting dark
This whole
fast,
area, we
bro.
have no service.
Oh, this air is bad, bro.
After sunset, they heard movement somewhere inside the hospital. When their lights reached the floor, they discovered what appeared to be fresh blood beside a duffel bag hidden in a corner.
Yo, what was that?
I don't know. You heard that?
Yeah.
I heard something moving in
Yo, did y'all hear that?
Did y'all hear that?
What
Something
was that?
moving in there.
Yo, that's blood.
Oh, there's a campsite in
Look,
there.
there's blood. You see that? Where I'm shining the light?
Yes, and there's a bag, there's a duffel bag, like someone's staying in there.
Oh, there's a coyote here.
You're lying.
Did y'all not see that?
You're lying. You're lying. You're lying.
I swear.
Where?
They don't roll alone.
Dude, stop.
Stop. We don't have weapons, bro.
So what's the next move, bro?
Let's go over here. Yo, on my soul, there's something in here. It's either the wind or there's something in here.
Hey, I did not sign up to be a paranormal investigator. I'm out.
The disturbing scene strongly suggested that someone had been secretly staying there or using the building for unknown activity. The group set up a tent and 5 chairs near the hospital. While resting, one member repeated a warning from a gas station employee. Armed people wearing clown masks had reportedly chased strangers around the base at night.
Remember on the way to here, we stopped for me to use the bathroom and toilet?
Yeah.
It's like, is it faster to tell you guys that there might be people in here that wear clown masks and chase people around with bags? I don't know how true that is. The employee there recognized me from the videos and he told me, like, give me a warning because he's come here with his friends before when he was younger. He said it's either that or the security that patrols around night. So there's gonna be a time where we do have to go into the buildings.
Basically, there's people there and they'll try to like literally scare you. They'll have weapons, but they won't have like, weapons. They'll have like, yeah, they'll be like clown masks. You guys are gonna have trouble getting past security. Yeah, there's security.
You got past security.
Oh, so now we just have to deal with the deadly killer clowns?
They soon returned to the hospital and explored the kitchen and cafeteria. Near the entrance, their camera and microphone began cutting out. Then came close footsteps creaking wood and a heavy impact from somewhere in the darkness.
Nah, it just stopped right now, but it was just happening like...
Wait, the camera was fucking up here?
The camera just started fucking up when I walked through that door, bro. It's not even recording. And the mic turned off.
It's SOS in here. We're fucked.
Oh shit, you're right. There's no signal. What was that creaking noise?
Did you hear that?
What was that creaking noise?
You heard that, right?
What was that creaking noise? It was on my right side.
Out there.
I heard a creaking noise.
All right, let's go.
Like, we're standing where people died 1,000,000%. This is a hospital room.
I'm chilling. I'm nonchalant. Like, I'm not scared. Are we good? We good? What was that? Wait, oh God, what was that?
Oh, no, shit,
What just happened?
I swear to God. Did you hear that?
No, what happened? That too, right?
The sound was so sudden that one member became overwhelmed with fear. When they hurried back to camp, the tent was standing open.
Yo, was the tent not closed?
Did y'all, wait, hold on.
Who opened the tent?
Did anyone move the tent before we left?
No. What you mean?
Swear. Wobble.
I didn't move the tent.
On God.
Why would I touch the tent, bro?
That's not good.
Wait, someone put a light on the chairs.
Oh, what the?
Oh.
Eddie, come back.
Okay, on God, swear. This is not a joke.
Bro, I didn't fucking touch the fucking chair, bro.
All 5 chairs had been moved and gathered together. Nothing appeared to be missing. Whoever had entered the campsite seemed less interested in stealing their belongings than in leaving a clear message someone had been watching them. Soon afterward, screams carried across the base.
Holy shit.
Have a light. And put your light over there. Two angles. No one talk.
Someone's dead ass screaming on God.
The group followed the sound and discovered several teenagers gathered on the roof and near the basement.
Who the fuck is that?
Who the fuck is that?
Huh?
There's someone in here.
Y'all fucking with our chairs and our tent?
Yo, what?
Wait, what?
Did you guys move our tent? Yes or no?
No, we did not.
Swear to God.
Swear to God. They were here earlier. There was other people here.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh shit, there was like a cult here or something. They're hiding shit in the truck.
How many fucking people are here?
7.
No fucking.
Wait.
Ash fucking L.
Fuck that. Are y'all the cult you're talking about?
No.
Y'all were the people that were screaming?
Yeah.
Low key, yeah, we were just trying to mess with y'all.
The strangers claimed they had just encountered 3 people connected to a satanic cult. According to them, a nearby vehicle contained satanic masks, a shovel, a baseball bat, and children's clothing.
They came out, saw us sketched out running in the car, turned all their lights off, came up hella quick and knocked, like, where y'all going? I was like, oh, we're meeting up with the homies, like, we're just like heading out, like, we don't know where we're going. And he was like, do y'all know where it's at? Do y'all know where you're going? And I was like, oh, we were just gonna get the low. The first time he saw me, I mean, I didn't have any of this on. He came and he was like, oh, another white boy. Like, he was a little too excited.
On some Nazi shit.
He was a little too excited to see another blonde hair, blue eyes. I dropped him there to dab him up.
These are just kitchen knives.
Let me hold the other knife.
Here, you want this one?
Okay, now give me your kiss it. Alright, I got the knives. We're good now.
They gotta show us the basement.
Yeah, let's go see the basement. Probably where those f***ers are at. Let's go down there.
The story was disturbing, but something about the group itself soon raised an even greater concern. During the conversation, Code noticed a masked young man holding a large kitchen knife. Some members began to suspect that the strangers were not warning them at all. They wondered whether the entire story was being used to gain their trust and lead them into the basement. Then, the masked man quietly separated from the others and disappeared downstairs ahead of the group. Despite their doubts, Code followed.
Oh. Yeah, I'm going. I bet we going this way?
Yeah, the basement's that way.
What?
Something got my feet, bro.
Wait, hold on. The
Yo!
Deep inside the dark basement, one member suddenly screamed after feeling what seemed like an arm reaching from the shadows and grabbing his leg. In that moment, the danger no longer felt distant or based only on rumors. Someone or something appeared to be close enough to touch them. At about 4 a.m., 2 members explored the nearby buildings because they could not sleep. They also reviewed information about chemical contamination at the base. At 4:30 a.m., movement came from the bushes, followed by quiet voices inside a completely dark building.
On my soul, something just moved in those bushes. Did any of you guys, if any of you guys are f***ing with this, let me know. Are you guys still at the tent? Over.
Oh, what's up? Hear you.
Yo, is everyone at the tent? Swear, like this, I'm not like trying to mess around.
We're at the tent. Me, Guapo, and Yusuf. We're trying to sleep. You just woke up.
Wait. Alright, shut up. Dude, what? Did you
I dead ass heard something. You heard that
I'm
too,
telling
right?
you, it's right there. It's that building.
Something in there.
The group stopped exploring and remained awake until sunrise. Once daylight returned, they packed their equipment and left the base. The strange sounds may have natural explanations, but the rearranged camp and the visible knife point toward a more immediate human threat. Were the strangers protecting Cody from a dangerous group, or was their frightening story designed to lead the team deeper into the building? On March 19, 2018, Daniel from Arms Family Homestead was filming another look at his daily life. His channel follows the work involved in caring for animals, maintaining the property, and handling the many responsibilities that come with living on a homestead. In this video, Daniel was working around the property while burning piles of dry leaves. Because the fire was controlled, he remained nearby watching the area and recording himself as he passed the time. During the burn, he decided to capture a brief clip and upload it to his Instagram story. Nothing about the video seemed unusual at the time.
You can see I was out here just burning leaves out in the woods behind our house. We live way out in the country, okay? So I got my little phone out and I'm on Snapchat and Instagram stories, and so I'm on Instagram and this little video. So your mama told you not to play with fire, right? Well, whoopsie. No big deal, don't think anything about it. Stay out here in the woods, walking around. I burned several acres out here in the woods yesterday. About 9 o'clock at night last night, 9:30, something like that. I get this message on Instagram.
Daniel posted it and continued with his work without giving the recording another thought. Several hours later, one of his friends sent him an unexpected message asking about something visible in the story. Confused by the question, Daniel replayed his own footage to understand what his friend had noticed. That was when he saw it.
So your mama told you not to play with fire, right? Well, whoopsie. Oh yeah, lots of fire. Oh yeah, lots of fire.
A thin, human-like figure appeared to run directly across the burning area before jumping over the flames and disappearing from view. Its body looked unusually narrow and showed none of the thick hair normally associated with reported Bigfoot sightings. Daniel did not believe it looked like Bigfoot. The figure seemed far too skinny and lacked the heavy, furry appearance usually described in those stories. He also struggled to understand why anyone would deliberately run through an active fire and risk being burned simply to help create a viral video. His most reasonable explanation was that a trespasser had entered the property without permission, found himself trapped near the controlled burn, and rushed through the area to escape before Daniel noticed him. What do you think crossed the flames, and would you have gone back to investigate? A peaceful solo fishing trip changed the moment a large fin appeared beside the kayak. If you were alone offshore with a great white circling nearby, would you remain calm enough to reach safer water? On October 22, 2025, the YouTube channel Die Hard Fishing uploaded unsettling footage from a solo kayak trip in the Bay Area.
Good morning. Today we're doing some live bait fishing, and it's going to be a little bit of a challenge. I'm going to see how long I can get, or how quickly I can get out there, catch a limit of lingcod, and come back right here on the beach. So right now it is 7:42. So let's start the timer, get out there, and go catch some fish.
The fisherman had traveled offshore to a reef while searching for lingcod. After reaching the fishing area, he lowered a live smelt to the bottom. Within minutes, he hooked and landed a solid 27-inch lingcod. He then began bleeding the fish over the side of the kayak. Shortly afterward, he looked across the water and noticed something that immediately changed the entire trip.
Oh my God, a great white right here. Huge great white right here. He is just chilling, swimming in a circle here. I don't know if it's best to just stay or start moving, but I think we're gonna start moving. He's circling, that's for sure. He's just chilling right here. Look at this guy. Oh my God. Okay, I don't really like the way he's going here. Oh, that's a big shark. I'm gonna get out of here. Oh, that's a big shark. I'm not sure if he's following me. He was following me, not really aggressively, but he was behind me for a little while. Man, that gets your heart racing, that's for sure. Yeah, I don't know if the camera's gonna pick him up. I think you might actually see him on the camera before I saw him, because he came from over here like this, and and his fin was out of the water at that point. But there's some kayakers over here. I'm gonna go kind of give them a heads up. There's a shark out here. Just want to give all the kayakers a heads up. Saw a shark out here. Thinking about it, that shark was probably drawn in because I was just bleeding that fish, and I had just put that fish in my cooler right before that shark came by. So he might have, I don't know, he definitely smelled the blood. Yeah, I guess that's the downside to bleeding your fish out here. I don't think he's following me. Probably a little bit intimidated with the size, but that shark was definitely as big, if not bigger, than my kayak.
A great white shark had surfaced near the kayak. The shark began swimming in circles around him. Die Hard noticed it quickly and remained surprisingly calm even as the large animal continued moving close to his small kayak. Rather than making sudden movements, he slowly began heading toward shore. He hoped that increasing the distance from the fishing area would cause the shark to lose interest. For a short time, the shark remained behind him. Although it did not appear to approach aggressively, its size and position made the situation extremely dangerous. The shark looked as large as the kayak, possibly even larger. Die Hard continued moving until he reached safer water. Despite the frightening encounter, he still managed to land one final catch before ending the trip. The footage shows how exposed a person can be while fishing alone from a kayak. With very little separating him from the water, even a curious shark could create a serious emergency within seconds. Fish blood can spread chemical signals through the water and may attract nearby predators. Still, the shark may simply have been investigating. What do you think drew it toward the kayak, and would you have continued fishing afterward? On October 17, 2024, Mike OK uploaded a video documenting one of his unusual travel experiences. His YouTube channel follows his journeys around the world as he visits remarkable places and records everything that happens along the way. For this adventure, Mike decided to spend the night on the Great Wall of China.
Right, we are in the town of Shijiazhi, quite literally in the middle of nowhere, and there's no one here. So if my calculations are correct, the Great Wall of China is that way, about an hour and a half hike. Well, for your safety, don't go beyond this point. I think that, I don't know if that means this way. This is the way I want to go. This is the way I'm going. I haven't seen a single other, I saw that one car drive past. I haven't seen a single other person here.
The area around him seemed completely empty with no other people visible for miles. He assumed the isolation would continue for the rest of his visit. After walking farther, Mike discovered why nobody else was nearby. The section of the Great Wall he was exploring was closed to the public. Despite this, he continued with his plan to camp there without drawing attention.
We've officially hit our off-road section. According to my maps, it's this way. I don't know what this means, but probably says stay the fuck out. This is actually so much tougher than I thought it was going to be. I don't know what I was expecting.
Mike eventually reached the wall and began climbing. After spending some time exploring the area, he found a suitable place to set up camp. The position also allowed him to watch for anyone approaching.
So tonight I'm going to sleep in here, and then in the morning hopefully all this shit's cleared. So the sun's gone down, and this is pure isolation. It's dead silent, dead silent. And I can see nothing but just darkness around me. I always want to solo travel. I always want to travel alone until I wish that I wasn't alone.
For a while, everything remained quiet. But during the night, Mike suddenly began hearing strange noises somewhere around him. Some of the sounds resembled distant voices. Because he was alone in such a remote location, his concern quickly grew. Then he heard footsteps moving toward his camp.
Dude, I know I'm in the middle of nowhere, but this is so sketchy. I keep hearing voices, like far away voices. I don't know, it's just scary. It's scary. Let's just wait for the sun to come up. Try to get a few hours sleep. Wait for the sun to come up. Okay, brother. Okay. You are sleeping? Sleeping here?
I will take a time lapse.
Take a time lapse. Oh, on the sunrise.
Yes.
What's your name?
丁海涛.
丁海涛. My name is Micah. Time lapse of the stars.
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe soon the moon will come out.
I hope so. I hope the moon will come out for you.
Fortunately, the approaching person was not dangerous. It was another man carrying camera equipment. He had come to the area to photograph the sky and record a time-lapse of the stars. The encounter was simply a coincidence. Both men had chosen the same isolated section of the Great Wall on the same night. Nothing harmful happened, but the experience showed that even the most secluded places may not be as empty as they appear. At night, quiet surroundings can make distant footsteps, and voices seem much closer than they are. Even when you believe a place is empty, it may not be. What would you have done when the stranger appeared? Could you stay calm if a silent stranger kept appearing closer each time you looked back? On one empty Florida street, a flickering light was only the beginning. Would you continue filming or leave immediately? This case took place on the night of February 21st, 2018. Chris was walking through a quiet part of town in Florida while recording for his YouTube channel. At first, the area appeared normal. The sidewalks were empty, and only a few dim streetlights illuminated the road. Then, one light inside an alley began behaving strangely. It switched off completely before turning on again as Chris passed nearby. According to him, the light had never done that before.
She has to run because like it's not as dangerous, but like, it is dangerous at the same time because you never know who's like watching you from here. And what the freak? You guys saw that? You guys saw that, right? What the? You guys, I know you guys just saw that, right? I kept blinking. What the hell? And it never does that. Look, it just went out. It just went out. It doesn't do that at all. Oh my gosh, you guys. Turn on. Let me see if it turns on. Will it turn on for me? What the heck is going on? You can see it has a little light into it too. Right there.
Later, Chris noticed a man walking back and forth in the distance. The stranger repeatedly looked in his direction and moved in an unusual way. Then he suddenly disappeared from view. Moments later, Chris spotted him again, but this time, the man was much closer.
That I have never figured out before is that you could drive go-karts on the streets. To me, I think that's pretty dope because I'm gonna get a go-kart. I'm just gonna just drive on the streets. Because the last time I saw over here was like a go-kart, and the guy turned it on. It was so loud, you guys. It was so loud. Oh crap! I have to go back through this creepy place. I'm telling you, it is really scary. I'm really scared of going down that place because what? Oh crap! All right, there's this guy that's walking back and forth. And I saw him. He was just talking to himself. It was really weird. And he kind of looked at me. I was going like this. I saw the guy at first, but like as soon as I like crazy. There's the guy that was the guy that I was talking about. He was just walking from where you guys like where the lights were turning on and off. He was walking from there. I don't know what he's doing. That's creepy. All right, I'm back.
Chris began to believe the stranger was following him. The man appeared near the edge of the camera frame, slowly moving one arm back and forth. No one else seemed to be nearby, and the alley now felt darker and more unsettling. Chris hurried toward home.
I can't see the guy. Yo, the guy disappeared. I can't see him anymore. Yo, that is weird. The guy disappeared. That guy just disappeared. Alright, you guys, I'm gonna head home right now because that's just freaking me out. I just got freaked out right now so bad. But I'm walking in front of that. Dude, it just turned on. It was completely off. It was off. Alright, you guys. What the hell is he doing? Dude, I think this guy is actually crazy. You guys, where's he at? Dude, he's right there. Look, right there. Listen. Look what he's doing. He's just moving his arm back and forth. What the hell? Yo, this place is creepy. This place is actually really...
As he passed beneath the streetlight that had gone dark, it suddenly flickered back on. The timing made him feel as though someone or something was watching his movements.
Creepy. Alright, I'm gonna go home right now. I didn't even tell nobody that I was gone. But you guys, it was probably the light. Cause I swear, when I was walking towards it, just recently, the last time I was walking towards it, it was off completely. Like I was staring at it for a while. And then as soon as I went in front of it, that just like turned on. There was two people. It was that guy that was following me, and this other guy that was coming in front of me, that was like walking towards me. I'll tell you that right now. But anyways,
the stranger never spoke. He simply continued walking behind Chris until he disappeared again. Chris still does not know who the man was or why he followed him through the alley. A faulty bulb could explain the flickering, and darkness can distort distance. The stranger's repeated appearances are harder to dismiss. What would you have done if he kept getting closer? Recorded on August 30, 2013, the footage comes from Frosty Flakes, an older channel featuring ordinary hunting trips. The creator and his friend were bow hunting near Imnaha, Oregon. They used a whistle to attract elk, but the sound appeared to draw in a pack of wolves instead.
Wolves are exactly on opposite sides of us.
The howls came from several directions and seemed to move closer whenever the hunters stopped. At one point, they saw 2 wolves and believed at least 6 were nearby.
The first one was white, wasn't it? Yeah.
The men began retreating faster, but one wolf appeared to follow more closely than the others. After they gained some distance, most of the howls became faint, making it seem like the pack had finally stopped. Then the loudest howl came from very close by. After that, everything went silent. Many viewers believed the wolves were not hunting the men. They may have been warning them to leave protected territory, possibly because a den or pups were nearby. Wolves often circle and howl to communicate with the pack and discourage intruders. Do you think this was a territorial warning, and what would you have done? Uploaded on November 28, 2023, the video comes from the YouTube channel Mark Jacob TV, where 2 friends often explore unusual places after dark. During this investigation, they entered a remote forest containing an abandoned tunnel. Nothing seemed unusual at first, but the night quickly changed when they noticed a large group moving through the woods. It was around 2 a.m. Meeting ordinary campers would not have been especially strange, but these people did not appear to be camping. Many carried candles while others shouted and made unusual sounds as they walked through the forest. The explorers believed the group contained more than 20 people.
They're back, bro.
How did they find us?
I got clear footage of them.
Guys, wait.
You can see them clearly, bro. Let's go.
Through the tunnel. Wait, bro. We walked straight left and they ran and we stood left again. How did they find us? You see him?
Yeah, I got them like clear. They're screaming like. Dude, let's go. Freak out like this. Oh, dude, there's so many of them. I can't count them, bro. I swear.
Bro, wait.
That's like actually counting the footwoods, bro. the hell out of here. Or should we go like up there? Let's go. Fast. Let's hide behind like trees.
Fearing their flashlights had revealed their location, they immediately moved in the opposite direction and searched for a place to hide. From behind the trees, they watched the figures approach.
Okay, do not film me. Don't look. That's a cult, bro.
How did they find us?
Be quiet, don't say nothing. There's like 20 people, bro. Look, that's the last one. Let's go down now. Wait. I can't see nothing. Okay, dude. Let's go home. I've got them on camera, so that's all that matters. Where are you? Okay. Let's go. I swear, there were like 20 people, bro. Most of them didn't have candles, but like, oh no, I have no idea what it is.
The group came close to the area where the explorers had just been standing, making it seem as though they were following them or searching the place where they had disappeared. What made the encounter even more disturbing was the way the strangers communicated. Their voices and screams continued through the darkness while the candles moved between the trees. The explorers stayed hidden until they believed it was safe to leave. They eventually escaped without being confronted. After the video was shared, many viewers suggested the strangers might have been connected to some kind of cult. Their theory was based on the large number of people walking through an isolated forest with candles at such a late hour. Do you think this was an organized ritual or something harmless, misunderstood from afar? What would you have done? The last video was recorded in Poland around 2015 and shows one of the strangest incidents ever captured. A man was standing on a bridge above the Vistula River in Warsaw when he noticed unusual activity near the riverbank. Several men wearing biohazard suits appeared to be moving toward the water. The witness quickly took out his camera and began filming. What happened next immediately drew attention online. Because the scene was recorded from such a long distance, it is impossible to identify exactly what the men removed from the river. However, some viewers believed the object looked like a mermaid. That interpretation may sound extreme. Most videos involving mysterious river creatures are eventually explained as hoaxes, misidentified animals, or internet legends. Still, the region has its own stories involving unexplained aquatic creatures, including the legend of the Lake Drosko monster. Some people believed the witness had accidentally recorded something that was never meant to become public. Others argued that the object was probably a large fish or possibly a human body. Later, Warsaw's deputy mayor publicly stated that the entire event had been staged as a joke. That explanation made the video seem far less mysterious, but it did not convince everyone. Some viewers still believed the official explanation was meant to end speculation. Distance and poor image quality may have distorted an ordinary object, but the footage remains unclear. What do you think they pulled from the river? That's all for tonight's video. Which encounter gave you chills? Let us know in the comments below. Got your own experience? We want to hear it. And whatever you do, don't miss what's coming next.